When you hear the name Elon Musk, your mind probably jumps straight to rockets, to electric cars, maybe even to X, right? But underneath all that, there's a really specific philosophy about money and how wealth actually works. So today, we're going to break down his 3 core rules for building real, lasting value.
So what can we really learn from a guy like that? How does someone who thinks about colonizing other planets approach something like personal finance? Well, you're about to find out. It's actually way more straightforward and way more applicable to your own life than you might think.
And look, you don't have to be building spaceships to put these ideas into action. It's all about a mental shift, Moving away from just earning and spending and toward a much more powerful way of thinking about wealth. It all kicks off with rule number 1.
Here it is, rule number 1, adopt an ownership mindset. This is the absolute bedrock of his entire philosophy. It's about a fundamental switch from being a passive consumer to becoming an active owner. Think about his very first company, Zip2. When he and his brother made that first bit of money, they didn't just go out and buy a bunch of stuff. No way. They plowed it right back into the business, owning their creation and its future.
Every single dollar you have is a choice. It's a choice between buying something for a moment, that's consumption, and buying something for the long term, that's ownership. And Musk really nails this idea right here. It's about seeing money not as just something to get rid of, but as a tool you use to buy things that can grow and make more value for you down the road. And this is the key difference you have to get. An asset, simply put, puts money in your pocket over time. Think about it, stocks, maybe a rental property, or hey, even learning a new skill that boosts your income. A liability, on the other hand, just takes money out of your pocket. That fancy car that loses value the second you drive it off the lot, that's a liability. This whole mindset is just about consciously picking assets over liabilities as much as you possibly can.
Okay, so how do you actually do this? Well, first, just take a look at your life. Make a quick list of what you spend money on. Which of those are assets and which are liabilities? Second, start making some small shifts. Maybe instead of grabbing the newest phone, you put that money into an investment. And third, this is a big one. If you work for someone else, start thinking about things like equity or stock options. It's all about owning a piece of the value that you're helping to build.
All right, on to the second rule, and this one builds perfectly on the first. Once you've got that ownership mindset, the next logical question is, what exactly should you own? And the answer is simple. You should focus on creating real, tangible value. This is such a powerful way to reframe things. So many people just chase the money itself, but Musk's philosophy says that's backwards. Wealth isn't the goal. It's just a signal that you've built something that matters. The real focus has to be on the value itself. Just look at Tesla. It didn't win by just being another car company. It created incredible value by solving the biggest problems for electric cars, range anxiety, performance, and building out a charging network. The money, that just followed the value. So real value really just means solving a problem for someone, making something better or faster or easier. This is completely different from speculation, which is basically just betting on which way the price of something will go without actually adding anything to its worth. And this right here makes the difference crystal clear. On one side, you have creating value, learning a new skill, building a business, improving something. On the other side, you're just speculating, day trading, chasing hype, flipping stuff for a quick buck. See the difference? One is about building. The other is just about betting.
And that brings us to our third and final rule. And this one is kind of the accelerator pedal. Once you're owning assets and creating value, you have to be willing to embrace calculated risk if you really want to see major growth. I love this quote because it flips conventional wisdom on its head. In a world that's changing so fast, playing it too safe might actually be the riskiest thing you can do. You have to be willing to make smart bets, or as Musk calls them, asymmetric bets. This philosophy is the story of SpaceX. He literally invested his last dollars into the company after 3 launches failed. The downside, he would have been broke, but the upside, revolutionizing an entire industry. That was a calculated risk. So what exactly is an asymmetric calculated risk? It's a bet where your potential loss is pretty small and contained, but your potential win is massive. This isn't about throwing money at a slot machine. It's about finding opportunities where the potential upside is 10, 50, maybe even 100 times bigger than the downside. And that takes research and strategy, not just blind luck. Now, this is what it looks like in the real world. Taking calculated risks doesn't mean you bet the whole farm, not at all. Look, it's just that small, deliberate 5% slice of your whole strategy. The vast majority of your assets are in safe, stable stuff. But that little slice, that's where you take those smart, high upside chances that can lead to some absolutely explosive growth.
Okay, so we've covered the 3 rules. Now, let's bring it all home and tie them all together into one single financial blueprint.
If there is one single thing to take away from all of this, it's this idea right here. Every single rule is about moving you along a path, from just buying things to owning assets, from chasing money to actually creating value, and from avoiding all risk to making smart, calculated bets. It's a journey from being passive to being active.
And this blueprint isn't just a simple checklist. It's a cycle that actually feeds itself. Your ownership mindset makes you want to create value. Creating value gives you the resources and the confidence to take those calculated risks. And the returns you get from those risks, well, they let you acquire even more meaningful assets. And the whole cycle starts all over again, but you're stronger every single time.
So that leaves us with one final question I want you to think about. Looking at these 3 rules, which one challenges your personal view of money the most? Is it the idea of ownership over just consuming? Is it focusing on value instead of just chasing a paycheck? Or is it the idea of embracing a little bit of calculated risk instead of always playing it safe? Whatever your answer is, that might just be the key to your next big step.